We're talking this morning with Michael Mizrahi. And Michael, you've been organizing the 4th Sydney Jewish Writers' Festival.
That's right.
Your capacity in the festival?
I'm the festival director, so I'm leading a team of volunteers and professionals to bring together this fantastic program. And
have you been involved in all 4 programs?
No, I was involved in the 2008 program, which was the last festival we held, but it's wonderful to see the festival go from strength to strength.
And have you got anything new to offer the visitors to the Sydney Jewish Writers' Festival in 2012?
Absolutely. This year is as much a festival of ideas as it is a festival of writing, and we're going to be delving into all sorts of big issues and grappling with those ideas, whether it be issues relating to refugees, which is again in the headlines, war, motherhood, sex, Israeli politics, ethical journalism, and the list goes on. The other great thing we're offering this year is a whole new lineup of talent. We've got iconic Israelis such as Tom Sjwf, well-known historian and journalist, Iris Makler, well-known foreign correspondent who's been reporting from the Middle East for the last 10 years. We've got some of the most celebrated authors of the last 12 months, Anna Funda, Miles Franklin Award winner, who'll be joining us via Skype link up, and Elliot Perlman, as well as a number of other great authors who are new to the festival and who are going to be sharing their work and sharing their ideas.
The festival is going on for 4 days.
4 days, that's right. We open on Saturday the 25th of August, and with a very exciting opening night event. We run all day Sunday 26th of August and continue on Monday evening the 27th and Tuesday evening the 28th of August.
Will you be following your normal pattern of having events running concurrently?
Yes, we've got 2 to 3 sessions running concurrently, so people can pick and choose based on their own interests. A chance to hear from authors whose books they've read, or to discover new authors whose books they've not read yet, but those books will be for sale at the festival. Also, authors will be doing book signings. And we've got a real diversity of people on offer. More traditional fiction authors, journalists, non-fiction authors, screenwriters, bloggers, comedy writers, and the list goes on.
For a Jewish Writers' Festival, somehow you managed to involve no one less than William Shakespeare himself. Would you like to elaborate on that, please?
That's right. We'll have John Bell, the foremost Shakespearean director and performer at the festival. He'll be in conversation with Dr. Hilton Immerman, and they'll be talking about the subject of the Jew in Shakespeare, obviously focusing in on the character of Shylock in The Merchant of Venice, which, depending on who you ask, is either an anti-Semitic character or a misunderstood character, but in any event, there's a lot to talk about, and they'll be talking about that on Monday evening.
Will those people visiting the festival be allowed to participate? Will you have Q&As going?
Absolutely. All our sessions are interactive. Most of them are in panel format, so there's always a lively discussion between the authors, but we always take questions from the audience so people have a chance to really interact and connect with the authors.
You've got some quite high-profile people coming, as you've mentioned a lot of them, and you've also got a person I didn't really know was an author, is Ostentatious, Sandy Goodman. What's Ostentatious going to give us?
So Ostentatious had a biography released in the last year, and we'll be doing a very interesting session with him and his biographer, where we'll look at what it's like not only to write about someone's life, but to also be the subject, for your life to be the subject of another book, where you aren't necessarily the author. So he'll be talking in that session with Ross Fitzgerald and his biographer, and also he'll be joined by Henry Aram and Michael Visonte, who also collaborated on a biography of Henry Aram's life. Ostentatious will also be doing a performance of his one-man show on Sunday evening, The Merchant from Venice. So that should be a good way to finish a day of sessions.
I noticed that there's an opportunity to learn the tricks of the trade. Have you done this before?
We've done a little bit of those kinds of things before, but the Writers' Festival, you don't have to be a bookworm to come to the Writers' Festival. You don't have to be a writer to come to the Writers' Festival. But we do have a couple of sessions which aspiring writers can really learn a lot from. We've got a session with Joanne Fedler, who's a very accomplished writer and also an excellent teacher, as well as a masterclass with Alan Gold, who had a very successful career as a writer and continues to have a very successful career, and will be sharing his insights on the process and how one can become published and write a successful manuscript too.
Tell me, what have you got on offer for children?
We've got a great session entitled What Are Our Kids Reading?, which is a session with 3 excellent children's authors, including Anna Feinberg, who's been very successful and has the beloved Tashi series, which she'll be talking about, Danny Katz, whose latest book, Scum, has just been released, and he's probably known from the Good Weekend pages, but he's also a very well-known children's author. And we also have Susie Zale, who's written a book called The Wrong Boy, and they'll be talking with Judy Massel, who's the librarian at Mount Sinai School, about children's writing.
Just for our readers, what age group for children? What is the youngest that you're planning for?
So this session will be looking at younger children's literature as well as young adult literature, which is sort of the early teenager age group. So I guess this session is more aimed for those who are interested in what their kids or their grandkids or their nieces and nephews are reading, rather than for the kids themselves. But it will certainly give us a lot of insight into what are the big series, what are the big titles that are capturing kids' imaginations, particularly in this digital era where there's so much on screen. What are the great books that kids can get into too?
How many presenters and moderators will be involved in this year's Writers' Festival?
We have over 90 presenters over the 4 days, including writers and moderators, which is very exciting. And we've already received a wonderful response from the community in terms of people coming along and attending. Tickets are selling fast, and so I certainly encourage those who still plan on coming along to book now. There will be tickets available at the door, but some of those sessions are filling up fast, so we hope to see as many people there as possible.
Michael Mizrachi, thank you very much for talking to Sjwf, and we wish the Sydney Jewish Writers' Festival every success.
Thank you. We look forward to seeing you there.
Okay.